it's okay to be who I am. It's okay to look and sound and speak and walk just as I am. We are all human, and we all deserve the same respect, the same consideration, the same love.
As he dealt with people, whether they were his friends or enemies, he chose to deal with them in love. So in everything that I go with it first as with a passion as unto God, and I do it in love.
The equality for people, he stood up for himself, he stood up for others, he stood up for freedom. At the time and during the 1950s and 60s, America was not the same that it is now,
MLK Day for me is about honoring someone who had the courage to stand up and fight for what is right, fully being aware of how dangerous it could be.
It's a day to honor and remind us that we can all create positive change for future generations.
He chose to take a step of faith and chase a dream that changed the world forever.
A man who did not compromise. And I just pray that we can all strive to be more like him.
I am part of a wonderful real estate organization, right, where the founder is a white man who was raised by a black man, and our organization has people from so many different socioeconomic backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, racial backgrounds, and we all have exactly the same opportunity to succeed.
A day to come together to celebrate and honor a man who had the courage to fight for what he believed in, freedom and equality.
And even though there's so much more work to be done in this country, I think that we've come a long way. I can be in an interracial marriage without fear or shame. My children can be proud of both sides of their heritage without fear or shame.
He is fighting for American freedom. That is the absolute truth of what he was talking about in every one of his speeches is inclusion. And that was a huge part for him. He wants the future to be inclusive. He wanted all of American people to be free.
I also believe that everyone, no matter of your race or background, has a struggle, and that struggle is to make this life better for everyone.
Tremendous impact on what he did, and it hits home for me, especially because I do have children who are African American. So a lot of times, unfortunately, us as humans, we don't care about something until it directly impacts us, until we actually have skin in the game.
One of the parts of his famous I Have a Dream speech that sticks out to me is what he refers to all of our destinies intertwined, right? And I think that's super important as Americans, that we realize that we're all in this together and we should treat each other with grace and humility and help each other out and just treat each other fairly.
The battle is still on. There's still a war to fight in regards to racism and integration and diversity, but we're getting there. And I promise one day when I meet him in heaven, I'm going to give him the biggest hug. And I hope he knows and I hope he sees that I fought forward. I did fight forward every single day because of his dream. He gave me hope. He gave me a future. And I thank God for him.